An email question from Tina. I'm 32 years old, married with one kid. I have a great marriage, but I had sex with my ex. The trouble is, I don't feel any guilt with this one night stand. In fact, I feel happy about it. Is there something wrong with me? Please help me. I'm really confused. So, Tina, I think what you're saying is, I feel guilty because I don't feel guilty. Okay? Because I am out of sync sa sinasabi ng kultura natin. Our culture says, if you have an affair, especially if your marriage is so good, at in quotes, babae ka pa, if you have an affair, parang anong klaseng babae ka. And yet, you don't feel that way. You still feel you're a very nice person, you're a devoted wife, a good mother, and you may well be correct. Okay? I think the guilt factor only comes in if you are guilty, this will help you to say no to a second one-night stand or to something which becomes a two-night stand, then a three-night stand, etc., etc. But you know, maybe you don't have to feel guilty. Maybe you will just say to yourself, you know, I really love my husband, and even if he doesn't know about this one-night stand, I feel that it is the meaning to him and also to me to do something like this, to do something to a guy who is so good, you know, and yet on the side, you know, nakikihanap ako ng palusot. You know, in that sense, you don't need guilt, you know, to be the kind of person you want to be. Okay? A Facebook question from Lalaine. What's the right thing to do kapag nahuli mo or nalaman mong niloko ka ng partner mo? I think for those cheated on, these are the things you should remember. Number one, familiar ho ba kayo sa boiling frog syndrome? Alam niyo ho, yung palaka, pag ilagay niyo sa malamig na tubig, nandun siya, sana masaya siya, kokak. Tapos pag initin mo yung tubig, no, hindi ba it heats up very, very slowly. So the frog, kahit na umiinit ng konti, kasi biglaan, he will stay in. Up to the point, nasasanay kasi siya sa kainitan, up to the point that he will boil to death kasi hindi biglaan yung nangyari sa kanya. Now, sometimes if you're cheated on, the guy says sorry, you forgive him. And then he does it again, and then he does it again, right? And sometimes nagiging mas blatant yung cheating. I have had 2 clients with this particular scenario. Cheated, she got angry, she forgave him. Cheated, she got angry, he forgave him. The cheating became escalated. He started living with a woman. She still forgave him because he said, I love you, I don't love her. Then he had a child with her. She didn't know what to do, but she still forgave him. And then he had a second child with this other woman. So it could be the boiling frog syndrome. Just remember that. And I think if a guy cheats 3 or 4 times, I think it's much better to be done with it. But this is my personal opinion, okay? Not professional. When a guy doesn't want you to leave, he will always say things, but I love you very much and I don't want to lose you. This is why these 2 women stayed with their partners, even though their partners had children with another woman. You know, all one can say is, of course he loves you very much. Of course he doesn't want to lose you because you behave as though he hasn't fooled around because there are no repercussions for his actions. He fools around, has children with other women with impunity. What guy, especially a selfish guy, what guy wouldn't want a wife like you? So, you know, being loved by a guy like this is not necessarily a compliment. Okay? Thirdly, this is a super madugo situation only if you let it be super madugo. For example, if you stop way before this issue comes in, there are children outside the marriage and therefore there will be inheritance issues, etc., etc., then syempre mas mahirap. If you end it fairly early, there will be less complications. Okay? Now, before I end this show, you know, I would like to say something to the cheaters, okay? First of all, you know, there's a reason it's called cheating. Kasi merong isang dihado eh. Hindi ba? There's someone who's placed at a disadvantage. And you know, as long as you don't promise true love or you don't promise monogamy to one person, it doesn't mean you're cheating. Hindi ba? You don't say you're the only one I love or promise ko ikaw lang yung babae sa buhay ko. Then, oo, gusto kita. Mahal mo ba ako? Yes, mahal kita. But that doesn't necessarily say siya lang ang minamahal mo. A bright woman, of course, would ask this. I mean, just to see, ibig bang sabihin kung mahal mo ko, hindi ka nalalabas sa ibang babae? And please, if you're not a cheater, say, alam mo, hindi talaga ito ibig sabihin nito. So, she's not taken by surprise. But if you promise fidelity and yet you don't deliver, that is cheating. Okay? I know there are different reasons for cheating. But you know, I just like to say, if part of the reason is that you want excitement, you can certainly get it in other ways. Maybe we'll have another episode about that. You know, in fact, studies have shown that the most pedestrian, the most uncreative way of getting excitement in your relationship is having an affair with another person. Secondly, if you want this because you have a fetish for being scolded, you know, you can certainly get scolded in some other way. Okay? But there are so many things, so many ways you could misbehave and therefore be scolded. Supporting the cybercrime law, for example. Okay? I mean, this is, well, I hope a lot of people scold you if you do such a thing. Finally, to the cheaters, you know, when you cheat other people, you are also cheating yourself. You know, you have set yourself up to be dishonest to people you supposedly love. You have set yourself up to, because if you lie, that means there is something about you that you don't like. You know, well, I feel that's cheating yourself. And in fact, it's closely connected to your well-being. Right? So, tapos na yung episode natin. Please keep your questions coming. Send them to me on Facebook, tweet using the hashtag AskMargie, or send an email to askmargie@rappler.com. See you next week.